Cheryl03 asks,
what's your favorite Korean food? Is there anything you hated when you first arrived in South Korea, but now that you've gotten used to it, you love it? Have your parents ever tried Korean food? Thanks. :3.
Well, the favorite food part's easy to answer because we pretty much like almost everything now.
Just about.
Yeah, so I think instead we should focus on what we didn't like and how we grew to like things. I know my feeling towards things like banana milk has completely changed. I love banana milk now. I hated sausages. Remember the ones that look like, it looks like it's a meat tube, but it's actually filled with pressed fish?
You like that now. I still don't like it. I don't have the violent reaction of like spitting it up and screaming like a baby. Now I'm just like, well, it still doesn't do it for me. Spudgy really likes it also.
Well,
if he ever sees us open a sausage, he actually like runs after us and barks. You bad dog, you. I'm talking about you.
Ooh, I remember when we first had tteokbokki, we really hated the odang, the like pressed fish cakes that were inside of the soup. But the first time I was like, this is really gross. But the second time I was like, I want all of them.
When it comes to Korean food at restaurants, I had a lot of trouble with mulnaengmyeon at first, which is cold buckwheat noodles and like a cold icy vinegary broth.
With like mustard and stuff.
And like spicy sauce as well, and like a hard-boiled egg on top. And I thought it was really weird when I first had it because I'd never had anything similar to that before in Canada.
Yeah, I think it took you 3 times of trying it to actually like it.
See, that's the thing that we do. If there's something that we don't like, then we're at least gonna try it 3 more times to make sure that we really don't like it, because maybe our first experience of it wasn't an accurate experience. So after trying mulnaengmyeon a couple more times, I actually grew to love it. It's one of my favorite Korean dishes now. Summertime, it is absolutely perfect.
Now, seafood was something that we had a lot of problems dealing with because seafood was given in its most natural ocean forms in Korea. So like when you get a stew, you'll get like whole clams, whole shrimps with their shrimp heads and their little shrimpy legs. And that might sound normal to some people in different parts of the world, but in North America, everything's like very, what's called like
deveined, deboned, de-headed, just like pure shrimp meat. Here it's just like, here's the entire shrimp, deal with it.
It's a little bit shocking when you put your spoon in and then you lift it up and there's a little shrimp there with his black beady eyes and legs and he's like, help me.
I'm not really used to, from North American cuisine, like being given food and then having to work on it afterwards. It's pretty much, as soon as I'm given the food, I could put it in my mouth directly.
North America, creating lazy fat people.
While here, in a similar vein, we found it really odd at first when we were given like fish in Korean restaurants because it's the entire fish. It's not deboned, it's not filleted. You see the fish head, you have the fish spine, and it's got a lot of fish bones in it as well. What are you trying to do there? You're a fish? Smell like a fish.
I do not. I smell like, what did I just put on my lips?
Fish.
Okay, that's disgusting. But my fish lip balm. So similarly with the shrimp and the other seafood, we're used to just like ripping out the spine now and like hacking off the head and eating it. But some of our friends are still a bit queasy on that. But soon, if you try hard enough, you will learn to accept that deboning your fish and hacking off its head is a wonderful, delicious way to eat your food.
You'll even get to the point that you won't mind eating some of the bones in your fish.
That's right, I forgot about that.
Yes. I think one of the superstitions in North America is that if you eat a fish bone, then you will choke on it and die.
Like it's like a fact.
So I remember when like I was at like my school and they gave you fish and I'm like, there's a whole lot of bones in here. What am I supposed to do? They say, eat the bones, eat the fish. If you have some bones in your mouth, then just eat some rice and you can
like
swallow it
push it
easier.
down.
And I thought, how are you not all dead by now?
You fool, don't you see this bone will kill you? You're like slapping fish out of everyone's hands.
But I have learned not to fear fish bones anymore.
I know. I feel like we should say that again with more gusto. Ready?
I have learned not to fear fish bones anymore. You are delicious and crunchy.
I will make armor out of you and call it fish scale armor.
But you are very flimsy, so you're not very good at armor.
I will choose the dragon scale instead.
Much better choice.
But heavy to carry around, you know, you gotta carry those bones.
It's got a weight of like
Very
54 and a
nice,
dexterity
yeah.
of like -20, so
difficult.
there's a bit of a payoff because you get more power and more brunt if you want to be a tank. But there are still some seafoods to this day that no matter how often we try, we just don't like.
Especially sangnokji, which is like the squid or octopus that's still alive.
And
like,
the legs are moving and wiggling. I tried it once. I know I said I should try it a couple more times, but it was just so traumatic for me that I'm just never gonna touch it again. I don't care how fresh it's supposed to be, it just doesn't taste right.
I just think that it's not that difficult to kill an animal before you eat it. You just shouldn't be alive and tortured. So for me, I just can't even think about eating it while it's still alive. Like, just kill it and then serve it. It's still gonna be pretty fresh.
I don't mind if it's 10 minutes dead, just make it stop moving on my plate. For me, I have a problem with those like little squid heads that you sometimes get in like a seafood
little
soup.
tiny ones, they're so cute.
Yeah, like you get like they look like little baby squid, and I don't like it because I find often that like when it comes to seafood in stews, it's really overcooked because it's boiled so much, it becomes really rubbery and tough, and that's something I just can't get used to. Martina doesn't mind eating those squid heads, but I still don't like it.
I
Is
feel
there?
like
I don't think that the ocean. I kill you, baby squid, I eat you, and then you shrimp. This bone, I pull up some bones.
I'm like that French chef from Little Mermaid.
I've noticed that this conversation involves me being a lot pickier at eating than you.
So first you chop and you serve it like these.
Mermaids are another thing that we're not used to eating in South Korea.
No,
They
I
have
don't like their beady eyes staring at me.
mermaid and mermans. That's a lie. There are no mermaids here.
No.
But lots of mermans. No, that's a lie too.
Yeah. I think the major difference we've come to realize is that South Korea doesn't waste any animal bits. Like, you will literally eat everything. So we've had like liver, we've had hearts, we've had lungs, we've had kidneys, we've had intestines, we've had different parts of like the actual body, including skin, feet. I've had hooves. I've literally had everything.
I don't think we've had any animal dicks. To be honest.
Well, okay,
Or maybe some chef was like, oh, let me sprinkle some dick in your food.
Put dick in the food.
Dick for everyone! There's an epidemic of animal dick in everyone's cuisine. That's not true either.
So all in all, I think the foods that we've tried a lot, but just haven't actually enjoyed eating would be, I didn't like pig fat. We don't like sangnakji, live squid.
Yep.
And I feel like that's it. Oh, we didn't like anus.
Yes.
It tasted as I expected it to taste.
It smelled like a sewer, and it tasted what I expect a sewer would taste like if you ever ate sewer.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe people have different...
Now, I know some people are going to be like, wait a second, Korea doesn't serve anus, but I thought it was anus. I'm pretty sure like they were like
circles.
little round... Ate a whole lot of pig buttholes.
I don't know.
Like that.
Didn't like that.
No.
Outside of those couple things, we like everything.
Like, I know this sounds like we're ragging on Korean food, but Korean food is really, really delicious. Like, we really miss it whenever we go back overseas. Like, man, I could really go for some Korean food. It has some great stuff, but also some more experimental things.
Yeah, I think also the difference is that we try everything, while some people might just go to like a couple restaurants in Korea. So you're not gonna run into like pig anus or lung. But I mean, we're very, very
experimental.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. So we were like, I don't know what this is. Let's try it. That was a terrible decision. Yay!
So that's it for this week's TLDR. If you have a question for next week's TLDR, leave your question in the comment section below.
Or check out the questions already asked, and you can thumb them up, and they will be drawn to our attention. And we might choose those ones instead.
And don't forget to subscribe for more TLDRs.
I wanted to do this the whole time, guys. You have no idea
It's
how
hat
bad
day.
it
We
is.
have so many bobble hats.
It's like snowing like super hectic.
This is like the biggest snowstorm we've seen in a couple years. We're really quite excited.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this and put it into your mouth. Ready? Go.
Ready?
No. No. No.
How do you do it, Super Junior?
How do you do it?